A couple of weeks ago, during a press conference at the Rose Garden, President Obama was asked about his confidence in embattled Attorney General Eric Holder.
I have complete confidence in Eric Holder as Attorney General. He's an outstanding Attorney General and does his job with integrity, and I expect he will continue to do so.
All right, now fast forward to this week. There was the fiasco of the off-the-record meetings, and members of Congress saying they're investigating whether the Attorney General lied under oath during his testimony about his department's targeting of the media. Yet on Wednesday, White House spokesman Jay Carney reaffirmed the president's position.
On May 16th, the president was asked whether he has confidence in the Attorney General, and he answered in the affirmative. Is that still the case? Does he still have confidence in this Attorney General?
He absolutely does, yes.
All right, how much longer can the president continue to stand by Eric Holder, or as I like to call him, Eric with Holder? Joining us now, editor of AboveTheLaw.com, Ellie Mistel, and communications director for California Congressman Dana Rohrabacher, Tara Setmayer. Good to have you both back.
Thank you, Governor.
Ellie, I'm going to give you the first shot at this. Are you still going to look me in the eye and defend Eric Holder and tell me he's doing a great job and couldn't do better?
I will, and I'll defend Holder this way. I have still yet to hear what precisely he's done illegally, right? I mean, let's take off the tinfoil hat for a second and put on the legal hat. What has he done? He asked for a subpoena. A judge signed off on that subpoena. If we're going to say that he did something illegally, certainly we should have to go after the judge. How far up does this alleged conspiracy goes? Are we going to say that it goes, right? If we're going to say that he did something illegal, we have to actually allege a crime somewhere.
Tara, if you don't jump on that, I'm going to, so I'm going to let you have a shot at it.
I was just waiting to see how far he was going to take it. Let's put this in context, okay? Let's talk a little bit about Eric Holder, our illustrious Attorney General. Before he became Attorney General, he was
Pardon
Clinton administration for the Mark Rich pardon, a guy who evaded taxes and was a fugitive.
Pardon legal.
He also went over to Covington and Burling, which is a law firm that defended Gitmo detainees, including 17 Yemenis, one of which that was released, actually blew himself up in Iraq and killed a bunch of American soldiers. That's who Eric Holder made $2 million a year as a senior partner at. Then he became Attorney General, and which is amazing to me because, frankly, if with this resume prior to becoming Attorney General, there's no way if he had an R next to his name or if he were white that any Republican senators would have voted to approve him for Attorney General. But that's another discussion.
Is working at Covington and Burling illegal? Is making a lot of money working at Covington and Burling illegal?
Listen, this is what liberals do again. They make it absolute. Oh, is it illegal? No, it's unethical, and it doesn't exactly represent the epitome of jurisprudence when you're going to be the leading law enforcement officer in this country and you are making $2 million a year at a law firm that's representing the enemy combatants at Gitmo. Now, let's talk about his tenure as Attorney General.
All right, Tara, let me let Ellie jump in. But before I do, Ellie, one of the points you made was, has he done anything illegal? And I think the question is, did he lie to Congress May the 15th when he said he didn't know anything about it? And as far as going to a judge, he had to shop to the third judge before he found one that would sign off on this, because the first two decided that the Justice Department had no business going after reporters.
Two things. One, if Republicans are going to come to the party and say, look, we do not think that the government should have the power to subpoena whoever they want for whatever reason they want just because they throw the word terrorism in there, then I think that we should have a big progressive pizza party at the New York Times building. I think that's a great day if Republicans are now on this train for limited subpoena power for the federal government. In terms of Eric Holder's ethics, I understand what Tara's trying to sort of drive at with this suggestion that it's unethical to represent detainees.
Not trying to, I just did.
However, I think that there are many lawyers out there who would say it's one of the highest ethical standards to defend the defenseless. That's actually one of the best uses of our legal system.
Please.
So I don't think we can call Holder unethical for defending the weakest among us.
All right, Tara, I've got to give you a chance to respond.
Mark Rich, who was a tax-evading fugitive under the Clinton administration, who's defending his pardon, was defending the helpless. People who are blowing themselves up and who want to kill Americans who are terrorists is defending the helpless. Give it a rest, okay? Now, if he wants to do that, he should have stayed at Covington and Burling, not become the person who represents our government and the highest level of law enforcement in this country. Now, let's talk about Fast and Furious. He's got blood on his hands there. He's under contempt of Congress. A Border Patrol agent was killed because of Fast and Furious, and he didn't know anything. He's in contempt of Congress right now. any other attorney general that's been under contempt of Congress that's kept his job this long? No. He also was the one who wanted to bring KSM to the United States and the mastermind of 9/11, and he wanted to prosecute him in New York City.
Okay.
That's
Sarah?
not a problem? It is. I mean, we can go down a litany of things of why Eric Holder should not be attorney general,
All right, Tara,
and this is just the latest.
We only got about 45 seconds left, so I've got to ask each of you to give me a very brief, like 15-second answer. The president is now turning his attention, making speeches about drone policy and about the health care. Is he attempting to divert attention from some of these controversies? Is that why we're hearing all these other topics? Ellie, I'll give you the chance to respond.
I think he's trying to govern. I think he actually does care about these other policies. Obviously, he doesn't really want to talk about Holder at this point, and that is clear.
Okay, fair enough. Tara, 15 seconds.
As long as Eric Holder continues to be a shield for him and deflects away from what Obama may or may not have known, he's useful to this administration. But I think that those cracks are starting to become too great. And Eric Holder's days are numbered, and once that attention is no longer diversion for the president, then he's going to have to go.
Tara, Ellie, great to see you both. Thanks again. One thing about it, we never go to sleep with you guys, that's for sure. Thank you both for coming and being back.
Thank you very much.
Well, there may be more behind the Gibson guitar raid than we first thought. And Texas public school teachers can soon say Merry Christmas, and they won't even be punished for it. The notable quote of